All right, folks, we are here with my 2005 Chevy 2500 four-wheel drive with the Duramax. We're going to be trying to fix some wheel bearing issues. The right side actually is bad, but we're going to take apart this side and attempt to grease the wheel bearing. I never knew you could do that until I was doing some research, but if we can pump our own grease into these wheel bearings, that'll make them last much longer. And when you're running aftermarket wheels and tires and stuff, hub bearings can take a beating. These are 22 by 12s rims with 37-inch tires, so pretty big. What we're going to do to try greasing the hub bearing, we're going to grease it through the ABS sensor. We have to pull that out, but like there's a hole in the hub. We're going to grease it through that. So before we do that, we have to pull off the caliper, pull off the rotor, and then once we do that, we can get to the sensor bolt and pop it out. So I'm going to start by removing this stuff, and then we'll go from there. All right, we got the ABS sensor out. This here is what it looks like if you don't know. Cleaned up the area. That's where the ABS sensor goes in. And that is how it knows if your wheels are spinning or not. It's like little teeth. So how we're going to grease it, before we grease it, you can, when I was cleaning it up down in there, I could see grease splattering out. So grease is coming out of these hub bearings, even though they only have 10,000 miles on them. And it's hard to believe that one already went bad. But I got my Milwaukee grease gun here, and we pulled the tip off of it for grease zerks, and it's just a bare thread now, and it fits perfectly into that there hole. They make special tools for it, and there's actually something that bolts in where the ABS sensor does that has a grease zerk on it, but I figured before I spend 30 bucks on something, I'll try it this way first. So we're going to pump some grease in there and turn it while we're doing it. I probably won't be able to film that part, but we're going to see how much grease we get into this hub bearing. So we'll be back in a bit. All right, so we got it all greased up, and I did forget to mention, and this isn't no advertisement or anything. I'm not being paid to promote this product, but this is the grease that I use in everything. My mower, a Schaefer's 219. That's what we put in this hub. I run their engine oil in this truck as well, just because I like to use the best. I actually put 70 pumps of grease into this wheel bearing, which is crazy. It didn't push out in here at the hub. I just filled it up till it started backing up, or it wasn't going in there right. It started pushing my hose out. So we're going to try that. That's a decent amount of grease in this thing. So we're going to see what happens. If we can pump a little bit of grease into these things every time we change brakes, these hub bearings have no reason to go bad then. They should last quite a while. More than, I mean, the other side only lasted 10,000 miles, which is pathetic. I mean, you're spending about 250 bucks per, or more, I forget what it was exactly, on a bearing this hub assembly. So we're gonna, let's pop this thing back in, and be careful, there is a little shim on there. Let's see if we can push it back in there, get everything lined up. Pops right in, and we did have to pull out this clip just to get the hose around that. So we're gonna get this all bolted up, get this back together. Got this side wrapped up, and got that bearing all greased, and just look at it spin. Now we know it's good to go for a while again. And like I said, it's probably a good idea to grease it at least every time you do brakes or something. Every time you have that apart, check it, and should help your wheel bearings hold up a lot longer, or at least we're going to find out. So yeah, we gotta, I don't have the bearing for the other side yet, but stay tuned. We'll get this thing turned around, and I'm anxious to see how much grease we can get into a brand new bearing. All right, so this is like day 2. We got the new wheel bearing. To start off, how do you know if your wheel bearing is bad? Well, this is one way to find out. This wheel's been screeching for a while. It doesn't do it right now because there's not weight on it, but it has a lot of play. So we're gonna pull this off and see what it looks like. You can see the play. There's actually like metal shavings down in there. Not good. It's really hard to see the play. But it's there. Take notice of that clean frame. 2005, practically rust free. Okay, back to work. Get this bad boy off. All right, time to add the grease. I tried it already, but my grease gun was out of grease, so round 2. I got the grease gun set to 10 pumps. So we're gonna do 10 pumps at a time, see how much we get in. That's 30. I'm gonna go till it starts pushing up out of there. Well, guess we'll keep going. All right, so you can see there's a little pressure in there now. I might try to get a little bit more in there yet. All right, that was plenty. I can see it pushing out there, which was maybe a little too much, but as you can see, even a brand new bearing, it's no wonder they go bad so quick because there's hardly any grease in there. So I wasn't keeping track. I have to go back and look, but that was like 60 pumps of grease or something. I'll just turn this a little bit and get some of that worked out, but I'd rather have too much grease than not enough. So let's see if this new wheel bearing holds up better than the last one that was on. Having grease will definitely help. It's ridiculous. They should really be putting more grease in these things. So apparently I had a brain fart while putting this together. I went to put the caliper on and it was not going to go on. When I replaced the hub, this thing fell down around and I wasn't thinking. So I got to take everything back apart now and make sure that this is switched over to the front. So here we go, redoing the work. All right, folks, that's a wrap. Got the new wheel bearing on there. Everything should be ready to roll. I'll put the wheel back on it and go for a test drive. But I'm anxious to see how these wheel bearings hold up. Let me know in the comments if you already knew about greasing your hub bearings. Let me know what you think. For as much grease as we put in them, I'm sure they're going to hold up a lot longer. But we'll find out, I guess. So, until next time.